welcome! Hello, English learners! Do you find yourself saying you're welcome each time someone thanks you? If you do, then this is a perfect video for you. Today, I'll be teaching you over 30 ways of saying you're welcome. But before we start, I want to give you a little task, super short but that can really help you out. Are you ready? Like and subscribe! Guys, I'm serious. If you subscribe to my channel, you will get notified whenever I post a new English video, which will help you out. And you will also be joining an awesome English learning community. Did you do it? Perfect. Now let's start. Actually, one more thing. Before I tell you guys the 30 different ways of saying you're welcome, I first wanted to let you guys know when and why you should use you're welcome and when and why you shouldn't. That way you guys don't get confused. Saying you're welcome is part of good manners in English. We all know that English, especially British culture, has a long history of manners, customs, and traditions. And we call this type of politeness etiquette. So it is very important that you are polite when you talk with English speakers. You would say you're welcome when somebody thanks you because you complimented or helped them. And although this is a very polite phrase, sometimes we use different phrases instead of you're welcome depending on the situation. And actually, you can use you're welcome in a negative or rude way. For example, you could use it to remind the person that they never thanked you. Imagine I'm at school and a friend asked me for a sheet of paper, and I hand them a sheet of paper, but they forgot to thank me. So I could say, "You're welcome," to kind of remind them, "You never thanked me." Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we can start. The first phrases are going to be a little more formal, which means that you can use them when you're talking to a teacher, a principal, a boss, or anyone that is older than you. My pleasure. My pleasure. The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. Pleasure. Pleasure. With pleasure. With pleasure. These are 4 different ways of formally saying you are welcome. As you can see, the 4 different phrases all have the word pleasure in them. So when you use them, you are technically saying that whatever the person just thanked you for doing, you actually enjoyed it and maybe even gained something from it. You would hear this one especially in customer service because it's their person's job and because it makes the customer feel good. You would not use this one when somebody thanks you because you complimented them. You would only use this one if somebody thanked you because of what you did. These next 5 phrases are also used in customer service and are also very polite and formal. Happy to help. Happy to help. I am happy to help. I am happy to help. Glad to be of service. Glad to be of service. Glad to help. Glad to help. I was happy to help. I was happy to help. These are pretty self-explanatory because you're literally saying that you were happy or glad to help them with whatever it was. I would usually hear this one if maybe I asked someone for directions or maybe some type of information because it wasn't hard for them to help me, but it really helped me out. Ah! The next 2 phrases are, you are very welcome and you are quite welcome. Let me repeat. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. You can also say you're very welcome. And you are quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Not quiet, just quite. These are very similar to you're welcome, but they're just a little bit extra. You want to emphasize that you are welcome, or that you were even happier than normal to help that person out. You can use it whenever someone thanks you for both compliments and when you help them do something. That is it, you guys, for formal phrases. The next ones are informal, which means that you can use them with your friends, with family members, with other kids at school, or people that are younger than you. The next phrases are very casual, and you would use them if whatever the person is thanking you for didn't bother you at all. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. Here you are implying that the task was so simple or easy or just pleasant that they shouldn't be thanking you at all. You can also say anytime. Anytime. Here, it is very obvious that you are and you're gonna keep on being there for your friends and you will help them with whatever. Sure. Sure. Sure thing. Sure thing. Or it's okay. It's okay. These are very short and affirmative, and you're only going to use them if the task or favor was very small. Imagine like holding the door or picking up something that they dropped. Because these are used for small tasks, you're going to use them a lot. No problem. No problem. I'm sure you heard it before because it's very common. Here you are implying that whatever you did was not a problem at all. And I use this one a lot because it can be used in multiple different occasions. For example, I am helping a friend out with a math question. Or my mom asked me to help her out with something. Or maybe I just held my friend's lunchbox while she tied her shoe. These next three phrases are usually said to someone they are very close with or a loved one. Anything for you. Anything for you. Anything to make you smile. Anything to make you smile. For you, the world. For you, the world. Here you are implying that you love this person so much that you would do much more for them, that you think of the world of them, and that you're always going to be there to help them. I know you would have done the same thing for me. I know you would have done the same thing for me. Or you would have done the same thing for me. You would have done the same thing for me. These are very common phrases and are usually said between friends. Imagine your friend had an emergency and you really needed to help them out and walk their dog. You know that if they were in your position, they would have done the same thing and they would have also helped you out. No worries. No worries. This one is very similar to no problem, but it is mostly used in Australia and New Zealand. But of course, if you use it with us Americans, we understand. It is nothing. It is nothing. Or it was nothing. It was nothing. You would use these phrases when the act of service was so easy and it didn't bother you at all. Imagine your friend asked you to go pick up a book from the library on your way back from school. You would have said it was nothing because it only took you 2 minutes and it was on your way anyways. This might be confusing because it's kind of the opposite of what you would expect. But you could say, no, thank you. No, thank you. Or just simply, thank you. Thank you. Adding that emphasis to the you. You would use these phrases when really you should be thanking them because it was more helpful to you than to them. Imagine your friend asked you to go do something and you really enjoyed it or you learned something from that experience. So you should be thanking them for letting you do that. Does that make sense? It was the least I could do. It was the least I could do. You would use this phrase when you help someone with this minor thing while they were going through a big problem or big crisis. Let me give you an example. Imagine your friend's dog died, and he wanted you to let his teacher know that he will be absent because of it. He is thanking you, but you want him to know that really it was the least you could do and you wish you could have helped him more. It was the least I could do. You betcha. You betcha. Or no problemo. No problemo. These are very fun and childish, and you would only use them for small tasks. Remember, guys, to use these with family or friends because they're very informal. Okay, guys, lastly we have of course. Of course. Not a problem. Not a problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And that's all right. That's all right. These are very casual and chill and can be used in multiple occasions. That's it, you guys, we finished. Hopefully, you will stop using you're welcome and you'll start using the phrases that you learned today. Comment down below if you already knew some of the phrases and which ones you're excited to start using. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I know some of you guys have already requested the video of multiple ways of saying thank you. That's coming soon. And if you want to keep on improving your English, I recommend you to join my Facebook group called International English Learning Community. I will leave the link down below in the description box. Well, that's it, guys. Bye!